The National League North. It's quite tight at the top, you know. 3 teams separated by 1 point. Scunthorpe United lead the way. Hot on their heels are Kidderminster Harriers, and the team I've come to see today, Brackley Town. With 3 matches left, the Saints will be hoping for slip-ups from the teams above them, so it's vital that they beat today's opponents, Oxford City. City themselves come into this match in 18th and on a run of only 1 defeat in 8, which is guaranteed National League North status for next season. So, at this Easter time clash, are they already on their holidays, or will they make it anything but a good Friday for the hosts? Alan, you've been Brackley owner for 20 years. Brackley Town have been in playoff positions 7 times in the last 8 seasons and suffered heartache. Is this going to be their season?
Who knows? Maybe it's not down to us now. Others are in pole position. We just got to win all our games and see see where we end up.
Will you be keeping an eye on your phone, seeing how Scunthorpe and Kidderminster get on?
No.
No.
I just focus on what we can do. Don't worry about anybody else.
That's true. That's typical of a football attitude, actually. You can only concentrate on yourself. And just finally, Al, what do you get out of being a Brackley Town owner?
Well, we did it because we wanted to be part of the community. We've been involved with the club for 50, 60 years, and it's just great to have a town like Brackley, which has now got a football team, and be proud of. We went to Wembley, won the FA Trophy. None of us ever thought that'd be the case. So that's what we do. We're all about the community.
Would promotion top the FA Trophy win?
No, it'd be different. It never ever. That's a one-off. That's at Wembley. None of us ever thought we'd ever do that. That was something special.
Okay, thank you very much for your time, Al.
Pleasure.
Thank you very much for your support this afternoon, and we wish you all a very safe journey home and a very happy Easter.
So, full time at St James's Park, Brackley Town 1, Oxford City 0. That means the Saints go up to second in the table, only on goal difference. So, Gav, has it been a good Friday or a good Friday?
It's been a really good Friday. God willing, we can just go on and win the next 2. Just that's what we can control. Ultimately, whatever happens elsewhere is out of our hands. So, yeah, we're just going on to Leamington now on Monday, be the best version of ourselves and try and get the 3 points.
Yeah, Leamington traditionally has been a bit of a sticky place for Brackley to visit in the past. So, jubilant fans. Yeah, it's been a bit of a stodgy, sticky place for you to come. So, what's going to be different this season?
Yeah, I don't really believe in those. It's a tough ground to go to, of course, but I don't really believe in the. We never get anything there. Ultimately, It's a completely different set of players for both teams.
Yep.
It's a different year. It's a different time. We just got to be the best version of ourselves. If we do that, then we'll be in with a right chance of getting 3 points. But look, make no mistake about it. Leamington are a very good side. They're like most teams or all teams in this league. They're difficult to beat. But we got to be the best version of ourselves. If we do that, we give ourselves a right chance.
So on to today. I don't know what you fed your boys before the match because they came out like caged tigers. They were all over the pitch. I've never seen such a dominant first half from a team. But you missed quite a few chances. So as the half was ebbing on, was you starting to think, oh Christ, is this going to be one of them days?
No, again, it's a different mentality. We call it like an elite mentality in the changing room.
Yep.
Ultimately, you have to just. We talk about there's no time for disappointment. You miss a chance, you have to go again. You miss a chance, you have to go again. If you dwell on it, then ultimately it is going to affect your game. So, like you rightly say, the lads were incredible first half. The only critique from us is that we'd be a bit more ruthless.
Yeah.
We wanted to, be 2-3-0 up. And again, when you're playing against a team who've got nothing to play for in the league, they're 1-0 down now, so they've got nothing to lose.
Dangerous, that, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely, because they play with a freedom. And again, what we've got to remember is, it's a team in this league that have ultimately. They're unbeaten 7 out of 8 prior to us.
Yes,
so
that's right.
I think people forget that.
I got my stats at the start of the game right, so thanks for confirming that for me.
It's sometimes you've got to give credit to my players. People as I'm walking off, people saying, "Oh, at least it's a win." I think it was an unbelievable performance first half, and more of a professional. Listen, we'd like to be better, of course, but ultimately, we get the 1-0 win, and that's all that matters at this stage of the season. So.
Well, certainly for 60 minutes, it was utter domination. Then Oxford came into it, but you've seen both sides of Brackley today. Like, they're really good on the eye, moving the ball around very, very quickly. Then the doggedness towards the end. Well, let's be honest, hanging on to the 1-0.
Yeah, I mean, you say hanging on. It's we've had chance after chance. They have 3 chances at goal all game, but that's sometimes like you say, when the mentality is we've got nothing to lose, teams just throw caution to the wind and they just go for it. And Oxford are a very good side. Ross Jenkins sets them up brilliantly. Very good footballing team, and they've taken a lot of points off some very good teams this year. We've now taken 6 points out of them. It's 3-0 on aggregate. So what more can we ask of our players? So sometimes you've got to put it into perspective. But like you rightly say, we're not just going to steamroll teams. We want to win games, and we feel like if we're the best version of ourselves, we're very likely to win games. But other teams and other clubs have got something to say about that sometimes. So
that's very, very, very true.
It's not always easy plain sailing.
Okay, and finally, Gav, we've touched on the Easter Monday game against Leamington, but Sunday night you're at home and you've got reports on one of your players just been binging with Easter eggs. What are you going to do about it?
Well, I know exactly who that'd be. No names mentioned.
Oh,
but,
come on!
No, unfortunately not.
Maybe the end of season player of the season awards or something like that.
I'd just encourage them to leave the chocolate till Monday night.
Okay.
Till Monday night.
Okay. Anyway, congratulations today, Gav, and thanks for your time, mate.
Top
Cheers.
Man, good to see you again.
You
Top
too.
Man.
Bye.
Cheers.
Perfect, mate.
Brilliant.
Class. Okay, I'm with a very, very croaky Gazdean. First of all, Gaz, how are you?
I'm all right. Happy after 3 points. A little bit worse for wear, but buzzing with another 3 points.
Yeah. What did you think of your team's performance today?
First half, I thought we were electric. Thought we'd come out the traps really quick. Not ruthless enough. I think when you play that well in the first half and you put that much energy into it, you need to come out 2-3 goals. I didn't do that, and then conditions are tough. It's a windy day, so we knew it was going to be a different sort of second half. The board would sort of sit there for them. They could probably play a little bit more direct and play off that, which I think they did. And then, we had to defend. We had to call upon our goalkeeper, which isn't ideal. But at this stage of the season, just take the win and move on.
Well, being the skipper, and you alluded to the fact that you missed a few first half chances, what are you doing to the forwards? Are you giving them the rounds of the kitchen, you're relaying into them? Are you encouraging them? What's your style?
I mean, I'm a little bit of everything. Like, I believe in being firm but fair. So I always say to the lads, like in my huddles or in the changing room before a game, like, first of all, you got to demand from yourself, because if you don't do that, you're in the wrong place. And then you've got to make sure that you're at the top of your game so that you can demand out the bloke next to you. And I sort of think that sort of sets the standards through the group. So in the day, people don't mean to miss chances, don't mean to things. And it's a collective thing. Like I say, George at the moment is in the right place at the right time, scoring goals. And other boys that maybe have gone sort of 4 or 5 games without a goal, that in that sort of previous 4 or 5 games were electric. So it's a combination of things. And like I said, people don't mean to miss chances. And hopefully I think it's more worrying when you're not making chances than the other way around.
Well, George seems to have this fantastic habit of he doesn't score many goals, but they always seem to be a winner, don't they?
He's a big player. Like he's not the loudest of blokes, but he's I do think he's a big game player, and we saw that. The goal he scored at Chester in the playoffs in previous years. He always seems to step up when he's needed, and that's a leadership in itself. You haven't got to be shouting and screaming and barking all game. Scoring big games and putting crucial points on the board is just as important. And like I said, he's a big game player. He's imperative to the way we play. He's a fantastic footballer, and I think he's had a fantastic season overall as well.
Yeah. I don't want to start potentially giving away any secrets, or are you going to tell me, will you vote for him as your player of the year?
I can't tell you that.
Can't say it yet.
He would be right up there.
Yeah, he'd be right up there.
He's been absolutely brilliant this season. I think, like I said, he's had to fulfil a number of roles when called upon, whether that be in a back three or as an outside player, wing back, both sides, left, right. So he's very versatile. He's very effective. He's a huge part of how we play, and I think sometimes people can underestimate how important he is to the group. Like I said, because he's not the loudest of characters, but he's a real leader in the group.
So getting back to the game today, it was such a dominant first half performance, and you started the second half in the same vein. But Oxford started coming into the game, and could have quite easily equalised near the end. I think it's fair to say. What did you notice? Was there a difference in the style of their play in the second half, or did you just tire?
I think so. Maybe a little bit of both. Like I said, I think when you don't take your chances, you always encourage the opposition to maybe think this could be our day or we could get something here. You almost give them, a bit of a lift or wind in the sails, and I mean we did that just from not being ruthless enough. But equally, just I don't know, a few jewels.
Don't look so down, mate. That was the day. Three points.
Yeah, exactly. But a few jewels thing. But we're a demanding group, and you've got to be like. And I mean, that's why this club's successful. It's all right. In the day, it's a positive atmosphere in the group still because we've come out with 3 points, massive 3 points. But equally, like if there's frustration or disappointment in certain areas of the game, that's important as well. Like, you shouldn't shy away from that because. You can paper over certain cracks and stuff, but at the end of the day, I thought it was a real good performance. We put a lot of energy into the sort of first 55, 60 minutes, and we should have been more goals ahead. It's simple as that. And I think it's hard to sustain that level of energy.
That's football, mate.
Yeah. So, like I said, I think it was a good home performance. Like I said, we've had to dig in, get in the trenches a little bit at the end, call upon our goalkeeper, make a few blocks, but. On the balance of play, it's 3 deserved points in my opinion.
Okay, because obviously you're a bit croaky. It probably comes through on the audio. Finally, it's a short turnaround for Easter Monday, Leamington away. How are you going to prepare personally? By the way, no Easter eggs, right?
No, summer's coming, mate. No, we'll and if you look at the shape and the condition of the boys, it's incredible. Like we talk about like full-time football and stuff. They treat their bodies like they're full-time footballers. Yeah. So we've got a fantastic medical team. We're lucky to have as Lambley. It's comes from Shrewsbury full-time.
They're underestimated, aren't they? The medical team
because he puts stuff into the group chat and it'll be your conditioning, what you need to be doing, whether that's the recovery side of things, the nutrition side of things, what you need to be doing 20 minutes after a game, an hour after a game, 24 hours after a game, and the lads all do it. And then in the day, we've got a big strong squad. So if the gaffer feels like he has to tweak or rotate a few things, then that's his job. That's what he gets paid to do, and that's his responsibility. So we see what the team selection is on Monday. But in the day, we've got every will and want to go there and get another 3 points. So it's down to the players. We'll manage our bodies and we'll be raring to go again on Monday.
Okay, mate. Talking of managing your bodies, I'm going to let you go off and get your dose of Andrews or
Calpol.
ibuprofen.
Yeah.
To get yourself ready for Monday.
Yeah, appreciate it, mate.
If selected.
Yeah. Thank you, mate.
Cheers, guys.
Pleasure as always.